have football. We don't have the NBA playoffs at the same time, so we got a lot of stuff to cover. But before we get into it, gotta introduce the panel. Our boy Bo 2.0 isn't here today, so shout out to Bo 2.0. So first and foremost, man, Ice Man, how you feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. We getting a little back to reality. Football and basketball, baseball, tennis. I mean, sports on top of sports. Let's get it.
All right, cool. And we got the young and talented Mr. Worldwide, Mr. Courtney Chappelle. Talk to me, man. How you feeling?
It's good, y'all. I'm feeling good. I can't complain. Let's do it.
All right, cool. And last but not least, the guy who makes everything run so smooth, the guy who puts all of this together in terms of the setup and how it looks. What's up, Mr. Professional? How you doing?
Man, what's going on, y'all? Aside from Odell, let's go.
You know, I missed a perfect pun last week. I should have said, everybody, let's meet the professional, but it totally slipped my mind. But yesterday, the NFL started. We got football, guys. We got football.
Game time.
Told y'all we was gonna have football.
And you know, and you did, Courtney. You did. But I kind of want y'all opinion on something because it's a perspective going around right now, or just thoughts going on. You have both teams. You had Houston, you had Kansas City come together in like unification, basically, and the crowd booed.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
And so I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Professional. What's your take on that, man? It's like because it wasn't anything. It almost like they tried their best not to offend anybody, yet they still got booed. So before I get into any of the questions and the show that we prepared and everything, I just want y'all guys' thoughts on
that. First of all, first and foremost, shout out to Bo 2.0. He's not in the building, so shout out to you, man. I hope that you are doing well and not telling women to go cook somewhere in the kitchen. With that being said, It's disrespectful that you're booing people that are standing in a place of unity, but it kind of speaks to everything that we've been talking to for the last 5 years, man. People are really showing their true colors, man, and the simple fact that I think the game was in Kansas City last night, right?
Kansas City.
Yeah, so I don't really expect anything less out of the state of Missouri. I've had my experiences there, being in Fort Leonard Wood, going through that state, dealing with a myriad of different characters and personalities. So I can't say that I'm surprised, but I am. It just puts me right back in the same mentality where I want to say F everybody that is not really taking this movement into consideration and taking it seriously.
I got you, Mr. Worldwide. I need a perspective from the young and talented, man. What was your thoughts on it?
So, you still in the stadium. It's still happening.
You still paid your money.
Still went nationally, public. You still paid your money. You booed and then you cheered. Like at this point, there's no point in putting energy and stress and stupidity. Like so, you booed. Congratulations. Shout out to you. You wanted to make it known that I'm still booing even though I'm standing. So you've just made it worse for people who said it was about the flag because that had nothing to do with it again and you still booed.
So they kind of revealed some things.
No, they didn't reveal nothing that we ain't already know.
Okay.
That's facts.
Okay.
Certified facts.
They didn't reveal nothing.
Cool, but like you said, you can't bring up the flag anymore. So Ice Man, talk to me. What's your perspective on this, and then we'll go into our questions.
Just pure ignorance. I mean, like Court said, it's stupidity. I mean, if you don't get it by now, I don't think you'll ever get it. Like at this point, they're not even trying to get it. I mean, Kaepernick, when he was in the league, he got booed in every stadium he went to. So it's just pure ignorance at this point.
Okay, I got you. So, all right, guys, we about to get into it. Like I said, football started yesterday, so I got a couple football questions. I know the past couple of weeks we've been kind of going NBA, and we will finish off the show with the NBA. But something really I won't say really big, but interesting happened. Last week, Leonard Fournette, top running back in the 2017 draft, was cut. Buck Flair, shout out to you. He ended up on your Bucks. But it kind of brought me to this question.
Ended up on your what?
The Buccaneers.
Oh, okay. All right.
Kind of brought me to this question. They generally say it takes 3 years to judge a draft class. And we look back at that 2017 draft class with the running backs, at least. Very, very strong running back class. Some of the names: Leonard Fournette, Christian McCaffrey, Delvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Alvin Kamara. I'm going to start with you, Courtney, this time. Just in terms of that running back, talk to me about the Leonard Fournette situation and tell me who you think the top running back was out of that class.
Leonard Fournette is injury prone. Jacksonville's going through a fire sale. It's not really much to think about. They got rid of pretty much everything else on the roster that was there when they had their little run. So him getting released wasn't really a shocker to me, plus injury prone. Him going to Tampa Bay, everybody's going to Tampa Bay. I think I said that last week or something. Like, it's just everybody's going over there. At this point, it's just ridiculous.
It's that Brady effect.
Yeah, whatever. Brady. So, I mean, cool. As far as the running back class,
that was a deep class.
Right now you say the best thing kicking is between Christian and Dalvin. And it's kind of your style of running back you like or don't like. I would go with Dalvin. I know most people are going to go Christian McCaffrey. But, I mean, Alvin Kamara in that draft class. I mean, it's a good draft class. So you got stout dudes out there, dudes that's helping their team. But Kareem Hunt is in there. I go Dalvin. I like Dalvin when he was coming out of the class. I think he's still holding down. I think he's a big I think him and Christian might be equals on their teams. But
all right,
I roll with Dalvin.
I'm not going to let you off the Leonard Fournette hook that easy. Because you think about it, Leonard Fournette was a phenom. And,
not to me.
And I watch a lot of Flemlo Raps. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. So shout out to Flemlo Raps. Mm-hmm. He did a great show on the Leonard Fournette situation. He was a phenom in high school.
Right.
He was a phenom in college.
Right.
Out of this supremely talented running back, class, first overall. And this is during the time when people weren't necessarily picking running backs in the top 5. He goes top 4 overall. He hasn't even got a second contract yet.
Okay.
Joe Mixon has been paid. Christian McCaffrey's been paid. So is it just the injury prone situation, or as Devon said, they tanking for sunshine?
I definitely literally just said they doing a fire sale.
So is that they taking for sunshine?
Y'all feel like he taking for sunshine. I don't care for it to be that way. I feel like you're trying to get me to say something, and I'm trying to be respectful of. I don't care about no sunshine. I don't care. I really do not care. Though I believe Leonard Fournette is a solid back. He's injury prone. It's that real. Let's keep it 1,000.
Newsflash: Courtney doesn't care about sunshine.
I've been saying this for years.
All right, cool. I'll let you.
I don't even think he's the best quarterback coming out of the class. So could they be tanking? I don't see it as that. I just see it as they are changing that organization around again for whatever number of time. They got rid of all the big money players, and he was one of them.
Got you. So, Iceman. So, talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on the Leonard Fournette situation and that running back class?
I'm with Courtney. He's injury prone. He has the ability to be a phenomenal player, but what are you doing if you can't play? Like, if you hurt every other game, I mean, he was hurt at LSU. Like, injury prone there.
He was hurt at LSU.
So it's like that's a part of his pedigree. He
definitely was hurt at LSU.
And I mean, he went high, of course, but the draft class for running backs, as we're seeing, it's a lot of young guys that are like really doing great. They're doing phenomenal. But running backs, they don't get their, they get the tail end of the stick anyway.
Shout out to Samantha Wernett. She must be a Jacksonville fan. She said they building their.
She said she's.
Yeah, she said they building their draft capital.
Yeah. So I mean, as far as he's still in the state of Florida. He just went to go play with the GOAT. Like I said it. I want to say I was one of the people that said he was either going to the Bucks or the Patriots, and look where he landed. So
Groupie.
That's what it is.
Okay, Mr. Professional, I just need your take on this situation before we go to the next question. And matter of fact, could you go to the comments, because the comment section
I'm
is lit right now.
I'm gonna go to the comment section, and I got some comments. First of all, let's read through these comments, and I'm disregarding Samantha Warnett, even though I got a lot of love for you and appreciation for you. Melissa Bowden laughed loud. Dennis Combs said, "Hey fam," and I don't believe in Trevor. And Trevor doesn't believe in you, Dennis. He doesn't believe in your ability to chew straight.
Shout out to you, Dennis.
Shut up, Dennis. Buck Flair said he's playing with a real QB now, talking about Leonard Fournette. Michael Westmoreland says, "Stop calling my QB Sunshine. His name is Trevor, and he is the best pocket QB prospect since Andrew Luck."
You seen what happened to Andrew Luck, right? Where did that get you? Where's Andrew Luck?
Hey, shout out to Michael. Michael's a Raven.
Where's Andrew Luck now?
Sharon Mullen. Okay.
Shout out to Andrew Luck.
So here's my take. Wait, hold on. Colton Hare. Shout out to Colton Hare. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in the Fresh Perspective, man. We appreciate y'all.
If I recall correctly,
Colton Hare said almost never go high for a running back. There you go. Here's my take on this, and if I may, I think that they are tanking for Trevor for several reasons. I think they need to sell tickets. Everybody knows that Amir Khan is about money more so than winning. It's been well documented.
Is he?
Sunshine ain't winning there. And let's just be clear. Did he win last year?
He didn't.
He
did.
Okay.
He got to the game, though, at least. He got that.
He got
that.
Court, sprinkles up for who?
I set myself up for that.
I hate that.
I set myself up for that.
Real talk. Here's the thing. Let me give y'all a couple.
Won one and lost one too.
Okay, so let me give y'all some stats real quick. Not some stats. Let me give y'all some names.
All right, go ahead.
Jalen Ramsey, Calais Campbell,
gone.
Leonard Fournette,
gone.
And then they signed Jay Gruden as the offensive coordinator. If this ain't a recipe for failure and setup, I don't know what is. I mean, you could have just signed Jay Gruden and I said, y'all going down. Everything about y'all is wrong. So I know that they're tanking. I won't necessarily say that.
I believe that on Jay Gruden, bro.
Oh, Dennis Holmes said they're moving to London.
I have my reasons.
That's an interesting.
I have my reasons
right
because of people in the locker room. I just leave it at that.
Why are you so down on Jay Gruden, man?
Because he's trash. I
don't need exact information, but when you say trash, what do you mean?
I'll say he doesn't have a clue in terms of how to be a leader in a locker room full of grown men. I just put it to you like that.
That's fair.
Okay. Now, is he a decent offensive mind? I don't know. I've never played football at that level, so. But there are people in that locker room that I know personally that will tell you.
Are we referring to a text message that he reached out to somebody?
I'm not gonna.
Hey man, I feel like that was the grown man approach. I feel like you was talking crazy about me.
If we got a problem with me, I got a problem with you. If we slut slap in the same floor.
Hey, if you get out of line, and it ain't like he got on the media and said, "Now he kindly touched on me." Like, is it a problem? Like, just because you the coach.
He texted on me, is there a problem after he saw the chick leaving Darius?
Yes, I feel like we have
supposed to be dropping names. My bad.
But my point to this is, you feel me? If you know this is my bottom or my side piece, right? And you get to playing around in the hotel, she walk out your room.
You know what? Court,
he has all rights to question what's going on here.
Court, are you not from New York?
I am.
Haven't we learned from coaches sleeping with players' wives and girlfriends?
Hey,
Fisher.
And in this, right?
Hey, can we?
Hold on. We gonna jump back.
Can we get off of this subject?
No. I got you. I need to go back. I'm just saying this to say this. I only said all of that to say this. He took it to that.
Bring it home.
He wanted all the smoke. He got it.
Matt Barnes had communication with Derek Fisher off of the disrespect he felt. Nobody was upset with Matt Barnes for how he handled the circumstance.
Nobody.
They handled it like men, and it's over. It was what it was. Jay Gruden seen his chick leaving a particular room.
Jay Gruden took it even further. Jay Gruden seen his chick leaving a particular room, got a running back benched for 2 games for it, and sent cheerleaders to the slaughterhouse in the UK to make sure that everybody was appeased. Jay Gruden is a trash bucket of trash buckets, bro. Let's be clear.
I tell you this much: I will never, in my life, as we move forward, I'm not sleeping with my coach's pieces.
Let's move forward.
It might get you benched.
Now you're a Tom Coughlin guy, Courtney, from back in the day.
So he ain't there no more.
So how do you feel like? Do you feel like this fire sale that you stated earlier is this because of Coughlin? Are they trying to get rid of the Coughlin stench off the team?
Hey man, Americon, if you got rid of them because of what Coughlin did, you done. It ain't about money for you. You just stupid. You about to sell a team.
He's still trying to buy Wembley. But
listen, man. I don't
come
really.
On, man. He's not.
Tom Coughlin ain't got much to do with it.
He's not bright. He's the only minority owner in the NFL, and doesn't make minority proven moves.
Hey man, I just don't think it's Tom Coughlin.
Minority majority owner. My bad.
He tried it. He thought Nick Foles was a good move. I can't knock him for it. Injuries came in. We don't know how it would play out without injury early in the season. I mean, he got injured on a touchdown, so we're not gonna act like it was. We didn't really get to see much. And all jokes aside, so for me, it's not that deep. Like whatever, cool. Who cares about Jacksonville? Why are we even discussing it? Like
I know. Let's move on. But back to that draft real quick, Devon. We talked about the running backs, historic running back class. Give me like some of your favorite players that came out of that draft real quick, and just
Mitchell Trubisky. Go ahead, say it. Say it.
Now understand, Pat Mahomes did go number 10.
Say it.
John Ross went 9.
Say it.
Mitchell Trubisky went 2.
Say it.
I love how you set that up.
Say
Talk to me.
Trubisky.
Say that.
Mitchell Trubisky.
There you go.
Is one of my favorite players.
There you go. Stand on that.
You know why?
Stand on that.
Because unlike most quarterbacks around this league, especially the ones from Buffalo, Mitchell Trubisky was a Pro Bowl quarterback. Okay. So whenever you get through. Now, some of my other favorite players from that draft: Deshaun Watson.
Shout out D. Watson. You should have went 1.
You should have went 1. Yeah. We should have drafted you in Chicago. We definitely,
Lord, thank the heavens above you didn't, Playboy.
Well, at least he wouldn't have got his spleen broken in Chicago. That's for sure. Another player. Let's see. What was that? C-Mac. C-Mac's one of my favorite players, even though he's juicing.
He should.
Wow. You can't do that, bro.
Hey, listen.
You have no.
Those are his own feelings.
That man is on that juicy juice. So stop it.
All right, but you got the same biochemist on your staff as LeBron James. But okay, all right. Wow. Whenever you get through.
No shots at the king right now.
Yo,
like what you doing?
All right, we're not going.
What is a biochemist? I don't know.
Somebody who is proficient,
be careful.
Who is proficient at looking at the guidelines and mixing up a serum that is either undetectable or meets the guidelines.
Mary J. Blige was on that list as well.
Yo, real talk. You know who else was on that list?
Mary J. Blige.
You seen her face?
Not no more drama. Hey, Mary, I ain't gonna let him slander you like that.
When the last time you took a razor blade to her face and saw her bleed?
Hey.
Anyway,
about to slander auntie like that, man.
She looks absolutely wonderful and powered, man.
She does.
You're right. She eating good. She went vegan.
She absolutely does. Tyler Perry said it up nice.
Talk of the town of perspective.
Nah, I'm just saying, man. They tried to smoke.
Can we bring it home?
Hey, I'm gonna do this like man. I'm gonna do this like LeBron.
You know who else is on that list? Peyton Manning.
Hey, Mary, I say,
and we know. Look, all right,
Mary, if you happen to see this show, I say you respond to that comment like LeBron responded. Now, what I got to do? I was sitting here doing power, minding my business.
Hey man, shout out to Dalton Smith. All right, guys, let's get back on task. Y'all playing too much. Man. Y'all playing too much. Actually, I'm kind of done with this draft talk right here.
Hold on. That draft was very, very solid as it pertained to running backs.
It was a great draft.
It was a great draft overall.
We had C-Mac, we had Kareem Hunt out of that draft.
Christian McCaffrey, Joe Mixon, Chris Carson, Alvin Kamara,
Joe Mixon,
James Conner.
What do Joe Mixon? Never mind. Never mind.
I told you Joe Mixon wasn't getting all that money we was talking.
No. You were right, but He did get above 10, which I said.
He got a fair deal.
He got a very fair deal.
Got a very
fair deal considering
the numbers he was talking. I told you.
Yeah, he wasn't getting.
I know the GM came right in office and come down on them high price keys.
He wasn't getting that 14 and a half to 16.
I know you.
Nah.
You hit the blunt early that day. You was just bugging out.
He hit something. Hopefully it wasn't nobody in the face again.
Wow. See, here we go.
Yo,
D out here taking shots today. I don't know what y'all doing.
What's wrong with you? What's that in your?
I don't know.
Man, you're doing too much today.
Boy is shooting people out today.
But no, it was actually a very strong draft. Tariq Cohen was taken the third round, fourth round.
Yeah.
That draft was deep.
That draft was deep. That draft was very deep.
Eddie Jackson in that draft.
And with all of that said.
Yep,
I think Leonard Fournette might be that actual missing piece that the Bucks need to go ahead and go all the way.
Can you not say that?
I'm gonna go that. I think Leonard Fournette is still special.
Not if he doesn't make it out of week 1.
He's still special, bro.
Who? He's.
And when you got Tom Brady back there throwing the ball in 0.2 seconds,
this ain't the Patriots though, bro.
This ain't New England.
Have you seen what's on that squad?
So
we can see what was on.
I seen what was on the Eagles squad that had a bunch of dudes too. They lost.
Dream team. Okay, all right. Good point.
I seen everything the Patriots had. They lost.
That's facts.
My man Trey Day was in that draft class.
Trey Davius White. Shout out to
Bills Mafia, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they all could go to hell. Marshawn Lynch is on
that
team too.
Man, Marshawn. What?
No, Marshawn didn't come out.
Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore.
Yeah. I was about to say, yeah.
Nah, not Lynch. Okay. So
that was an excellent draft, man. The 2017 draft was a solid draft.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, two of the top paid quarterbacks in the NFL right now came out of that draft. So once again, you guys are watching Fresh Perspective. We having a good time. Thank you guys for coming in and watching with us and having a good time with us. But also, just going in, all right, way too early.
Just out of curiosity, when was Gardner Minshew drafted?
Last year.
Last year.
Okay.
Undrafted rookie.
That's right. Okay. And Kellen Moore? The quarterback for the Carolina Panthers before Teddy got there.
I don't remember when he was.
Last year. He was a rookie too.
Got it. Okay. Just making sure.
All right, guys, just to finish up our NFL talk. Way too early Super Bowl team picks. Go ahead, D. You on fire today, man. What you got?
Way too early Super Bowl picks.
Way too early.
I think that the team that you're talking about right now is way too early, which is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So you putting them in the game now?
I think no. What I'm saying is people are already pegging them to be the Super Bowl pick for the NFC, and I don't think it's that clear. I think that they.
I like the angle you took on that.
I think that unfortunately they have to worry about Dallas. I think on paper Dallas looks extremely competitive. I think that this is an off year, so Green Bay is going to be competitive, and I think San Francisco is going to make some noise again, despite many people saying that they don't think that they're going to perform very well. So I don't think it's that easy. If I had to put a team in the NFC that I think is going to make the Super Bowl, I'm gonna go a long shot, and I'm gonna say the Dallas Cowboys. I'm gonna say that
cocaine.
I'm gonna say that the spirit of newness with them having a new coaching staff all together, combined with the talent that they already had on the roster, and some new defensive moves that they've made, especially on the defensive line, are gonna put them in contention to be able to get there. And the reason that despite my better judgment, I actually hope it happens is because I want Jerry Jones to be in debt to Dak Prescott for like 50 M's quick. So on the AFC side,
I don't think he's paying that boy regardless. I told you that.
Okay, and I hear you, but if he make it to the Super Bowl, especially if he wins, so on the AFC.
Can I ask y'all something on that note? If he makes it to the Super Bowl, wins, and Jerry say, "I'm not paying you, go get your money elsewhere," then what?
He got to go get his money somewhere.
He gonna get paid regardless.
But I got a question. But then what? How did that affect Jerry? Is my question. How would that have affected Jerry? Is my question to that kind of thing. That's my only thing. I don't think personally. I've always felt like he's not going to pay him, but on top of me feeling like he's not going to pay him, I have consistently preached to y'all that I don't think I don't think he want to pay him at all. I really don't think he views him as a QB like that, y'all. Like I just don't think he views him as a QB like that, y'all. I think he waiting for his next QB to fall into his lap. Personally, that's just me personally speaking.
And what QB would that be, Court?
To fall in his lap?
Yeah,
I don't know. Like
because he already went out and snatched Andy Dalton.
But that's a stopgap. That was like kind of in the range of where he's going, but in the same breath, he's waiting for somebody like Aaron to go, yo, I want out. Aaron Rodgers to go, yo, I want out. By any means, I want out.
If Aaron was to get out, he wouldn't go to Dallas. He'd go somewhere that was gonna shit on the Green Bay Packers, or he'd go home to San Francisco. And
maybe
with Garoppolo,
how they did with you contractually.
That's a possibility because Garoppolo's trash buckets too. But okay.
Okay. So Courtney, who's your way too early Super Bowl picks?
I'm going Seattle, Kansas City.
Seattle, Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm going Seattle, Kansas City. Sleeping behind that, I really want to go Minnesota. I'm just not sure.
You don't think the loss of Stephen Diggs is going to be catastrophic for them? Even though they picked up Justin Jefferson?
Not as a rookie though.
Not as critical.
Okay.
I've seen them. How can I put this? I've seen them shell Diggs out and have some success.
I've seen them successful without Thielen. I've not seen them successful without Diggs.
Long-term success. I've seen them. I've seen them shell them out in games where they still won the games.
Right, but only when Dalvin Cook is there. When Dalvin's not in the lineup,
right. I'm expecting Dalvin.
Speaking of injury,
I'm expecting the Dalvin to be around, and they added Justin Jefferson. But really, I'm going Seattle. I go Seattle, Kansas City right now.
Okay, Ice. Way too early.
Court took my pick. Well, not for the AFC, but for the NFC.
Who you got AFC? That's spooky. Who you got AFC?
The Jacksonville. No, I'm just playing.
That was a good one.
Hey, Jacksonville go to the Super Bowl this year, bro. Nick Khan looked like a genius. You hear me? Ain't nothing y'all can tell him.
I'm gonna keep it loyal, man. I'm going Bills and the Seahawks, man.
What?
That Kool-Aid,
man.
That Bill Kool-Aid.
If the Bills go to the Super Bowl, I will wear an entire Bills outfit.
Well, get ready.
Yo.
That's on wax.
Hey, archive that. If the Bills not win, go to the Super Bowl. Courtney, young and talented Chappelle will be wearing an entire Buffalo Bills
outfit.
Bills Mafia outfit.
Facts, big fact.
Well,
Hey, now
Can we get you to wear that on the air?
Facts.
Okay.
Mr. Professional, these comments are on fire. Can you please go to the comments
Absolutely.
again, sir?
Absolutely. Let's dial it back a little bit. Let's go. Let's see. Let's go to Tom. Oh, Jesus. Thomas Myselko said KC versus the Eagles. Yeah, okay. Buck Flair said Colts versus the Bucks, as if I didn't see the Bucks coming. Donovan Samuels, shout out to Donovan Samuels, man. Great show last night, Donovan Samuels with the baseball show. Shout out to you. He said Ravens versus Niners. Samantha Warnett said Jaguars Ministry Magic. Okay, all right. Dennis Holmes said, I agree, Courtney Chappelle. They not paying Dak. Dennis Holmes, stop licking Courtney. You know what? Michael Westmoreland said Ravens. If we get a wide receiver that can beat one-on-one coverage on the outside. Okay, all right. Buck Flair said Dak in the West Coast offense no good.
Wait, did he say? Read that last comment back again.
He said Ravens if we get a wide receiver that can beat one-on-one coverage on the outside. Like you don't have Hollywood.
Hollywood. Wait.
Like you ain't got Hollywood.
Time out. Breaking news. The season has already begun, sir. They've cut down rosters. If you ain't got one, you ain't getting one.
Oh, that's not true.
I think
where they getting it from?
Be that guy.
AB is out there.
Yeah, AB's out there.
They are not letting AB in his videotaping ways back into the NFL currently.
You gonna reintroduce that conversation?
Hold that thought
right now.
Hold that thought because that brings me to my next question.
He's been recording things a lot in the last 18 months.
That brings me to my next question. a couple of shows back, and I got to give props to the professional because he said this. One of the questions was, who's going to be signed first? Josh Gordon, AB, Des Bryant. Josh Gordon has already found a home, so shout out to the professional. You were correct.
I told you.
Oh,
but
wait.
right now, hold on.
I was
hold on.
talked down on when I thought he was going to get back, even though he was high.
No, he made it.
No. I agree with you. Did I not? I agree with you. And I said he would be the first one to get signed.
So right now we got Earl Thomas sitting at home. We got AB sitting at home.
Why are you talking about that? Josh Gordon is a special talent. Let's stop being disrespectful to the guy. The guy is special as it pertains to being able the long ball, to being able to adjust to the football, his speed. He's nice.
Special.
Now, Court,
he's a special human being. I'll tell you that.
Ain't as special as AB meets. But listen. All right.
Gordon.
I'm not touching that.
Hey, I would hope you wouldn't touch it.
You know what? I'm going to leave that topic alone. I'm just going to tell y'all that the NFL, when we be coming at the NFL about race, man, let me tell you something. I don't know too many companies taking the drug addict back too many times, but I'm just being real.
All right, so what about Earl Thomas, AB, and Des Bryant?
Yo, do you know how many people in the 70s and 80s that were cokeheads that were making guap for companies that they would just overlook? Matter of fact, you talk about drug addicts. The WWE has been fostering. Matter of fact, the WWE and the Major League Baseball has been fostering drug addicts for well over 2 decades, if you include steroids and juicing as a part of the drug addict personality. So let's be clear. Drug addiction is not necessarily a disqualifier as it pertains to sports entertainment, especially when you talk about baseball, basketball, and football.
All right, so who's next? Earl Thomas, AB, or Des Bryant?
Earl Thomas.
Earl, you think you gonna
to get signed?
Yeah.
AB, who else?
Earl Thomas and Des Bryant.
Des Bryant might well put his retirement papers in.
Des Bryant is the next to get signed.
Over Earl Thomas?
Yes.
Wow.
Buck Blair said D knows his weed player. Shut up.
That's a fact.
Courtney, who you think, man? Earl Thomas.
Courtney, you have no room to talk.
I don't know, man.
Y'all doing too much.
Whichever one of them
Whichever one of them doesn't hit the blunt tonight. Is that what you about to say?
Whichever one of them doesn't commit a crime within the next 7 days.
What am I going to do with these guys?
You are listening to Fresh Perspective Sports unadulterated late night Friday version, which is the precursor to tonight's awesome episode of the Alphabets Football Talk Show with Marcus Alphabets and Ramona Dye. Shout out to the OnPoint Network. Shout out to Fresh Perspective Sports. Shout out to the Rise Up family, man. And all jokes aside, I think Earl Thomas. Listen, all jokes aside, I'm gonna be real. I think Earl just need to go to the crib for a second and relax, like for real. Like all jokes aside, and it's no like take 2 months away.
Earl need therapy.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. 2 months to just get away, talk to somebody,
Earl Thomas,
and come back. Yeah, because Earl, like, didn't his girl pull a gun out on him?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
That was
less than 2 months ago.
That's trauma. And he is showing the effects of the trauma in the way he's dealing with football teammates, bro. He's out there losing it.
Bro, let me tell you something.
Earl just needs to go ahead and get his affairs in order, relax, come back.
If he needs to go seek help, the last place that he needs to go is the main team trying to sign him, which is the Dallas Cowboys. Because this is the same team.
No, I told y'all, Randy Gregory, Brad. I told y'all this is, listen, Dallas is the only place where he going to be Earl. If you gonna go, listen, Jerry,
being Earl is not gonna help.
Jerry, if you gonna do it, do it. Just go all the way, Jerry.
Yo, when news reports came out that said Dallas is not interested in Earl Thomas, Jerry Jones ran to the press conference and said, "You don't know what the hell you talking about. Shut up."
Hey, real
and called him in for a workout the next day.
Shout out to Michelle Ward, one of my middle school buddies, just tuned in.
Listen, man, I got respect.
Hey, Samantha said it doesn't count. He was with family.
Who?
What? Yo,
shout out to Samantha.
Yo, but Samantha's wilding.
Who is with family?
This is a family show, and actually, I'm about to take it to the bubble, guys. I think I'm done with the NFL right now.
Wow, what's that?
No, I'm done. I'm done with
You
that.
were done with the NFL in 2017.
Hey, all jokes aside, all funny comments aside, I do think people sleeping on Cleveland in the AFC. Cleveland is a threat this year.
We're not sleeping on
I
Cleveland.
dissed them last year, and I told him it would be a year before it got that. I dissed them last
said the
year, and I
same
said
thing.
they'd be trash last year.
We knew
This
Cleveland
year,
was gonna be a problem.
This year, they're a threat for real. Like, I know everybody look at Kansas City, but Cleveland is
Why are they a
for real.
threat, Court? Why are they a threat?
Well, to start at the top of administration, they have a black man in leadership now, so who's not going to
Jason Wright, shout out to Jason
who's
Wright.
definitely not going to play them games with Odell Beckham.
Shout out to
Or
Jason Wright,
Baker
who
Mayfield.
was a black man in leadership and played in the league. So shout out to you.
He's not going to play with Baker or
I think
Odell.
Baker's
in that.
finally gonna
I think
mature.
I think they got better offensive coordinator. I don't think Baker's going to have a choice but to mature because the coaches and the coaching staff he has is going to demand.
We already
respect.
did, Samantha.
Is going to demand they respect as men. They're not going to allow Baker to feel like he's some big.
Hey, Samantha, that's how we started the show.
That's how we started this. You didn't hear the precursor? Yo,
we can't discuss that because it's false accusation.
It's a shitty conversation.
Wow.
All right, guys.
But back into what I was saying.
Ice, you not gonna talk about
Cleveland is a big boy threat.
I'm listening to Court.
I feel you. But I actually want to take one of my questions and kind of move it up to the front of the line, and I want to talk about Steve Nash. So just recently, Steve Nash admitted, like, hey, guys, look, I got skipped to the front of the line, but my 18 years of running a top organization as a point guard has made me qualified to be the coach right now. So, Ice, you one of our basketball aficionados. Just your thoughts on. Y'all already talked about how y'all feel about Steve getting the job. I think all of you guys are cool with Steve getting the job and everything. But how do you feel about those comments where he just straight admitted, like, look, they put me in the front of the line, but this is why.
First ballot Hall of Famer, man.
So was Magic.
So was who?
Magic.
Magic had a lot going on during his playing days. But, I mean, at this point, I'm not really even.
Because Nash's resume does not compare to Magic's resume. So I think a lot of times we think that world-class athletes or world-class players,
to be a coach, though.
Right, should coach. And it's like, it seems like normally it's the okay guys that end up being better coaches, not necessarily the Hall of Fame guys.
Yeah, but you got to understand that KD has worked with Nash, as you know, trained with Nash. Kyrie's a point guard who needs a lot of work at learning how to be a point guard. So, like we said last week, I wasn't really mad at him getting the job. It was just the people the people that didn't get interviews, that didn't even get acknowledged. So, I mean, what Nash said, I mean, it just he gets it. He understands that it would be some backlash, but we're just gonna have to see how it works out this year. That's all.
Okay, Mr. Professional. We kind of talked about this earlier. Yeah, you had an interesting take. What was your take on just I mean, he came straight out. He said, "Look, I did skip the line."
I mean, it's a very, very bold statement.
He kept it a brick.
He kept it a buck, and he followed it up with a statement that was actually, whether we want to admit it or not, it's true. Steve Kerr didn't have to become an assistant to be a head coach either. Neither did Jason Kidd. And we talked about that last week, right?
Or Derek Fisher.
So I mean, and this league that we cherish so much has a history of elevating point guards to head coach positions in general. Not even talking about whether you have to meet a certain criteria, because I don't think that we live in an era where the status quo is not necessarily readily defined anymore, especially as it pertains to entertainment and sports. And so, I admired him for his boldness and his confidence. I do think it's going to kick him in the ass, though.
It's more so.
He got two all-world players.
It's more so behind the scenes. Like Court said last week, Sean Marks is his boy. Like, we all know the networking and anything we do nowadays is so important. So I'm quite sure.
It's always more who you know than what you know, man.
Yeah, I'm quite sure Sean Marks went to KD and Kyrie and was like, "What y'all think about me bringing in Steve?" And they both were with it.
I tell you what, though, I tell you what, he better win. He better win immediately. Because if he don't,
win what?
You gotta go a little deeper on that. Why does he have to win immediately?
Win what though? What are you talking about? Win the chip or just win?
He just got to get at least to the Eastern Conference Finals.
He got KD and Kyrie.
That's my point. You are stepping into a Steve Kerr situation. You're not just following in.
No, he's not.
How?
They haven't played together yet.
Okay, but
Mark Jackson groomed them.
Okay, but to be clear. To be perfectly clear, they have played together. When USA Basketball, they have played together,
bro. That doesn't count.
Okay,
like,
whenever you, I'm fine with you. I'm fine with you making that statement from a concept standpoint.
KD hasn't played with them. Everybody else has played. KD the only one who hasn't played with them.
And he played with Kyrie in USA Basketball.
I wouldn't put twice playing in a whole team.
And I get that, but understand this. Not only have they played together, in my opinion, but these cats were already in the playoffs.
Twice.
Yeah.
So you have a team that's already rolling in the right direction and have added two of the arguably best scorers in NBA history. A player by the name of Kyrie that can get buckets whenever he feel like it, can get to the bucket whenever he feel like it. And KD is arguably the most unstoppable scorer that this league has ever seen. Arguably.
Strong word.
So, with that being said, if you're already a playoff team, not necessarily contender, but a playoff team, and you add that type of talent, and then you put that coach in there, and that coach has the nerve to say, "Oh, my 18 years supersedes any general criteria for being a head coach," you better win.
I'm not gonna say they have to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they have to be at least a top 3 seed. With that team, they have to at least. But then again, we don't know what's gonna happen come the time of the season. The roster might look totally different. You don't know what moves they're gonna make. So what they got now, I feel as though with a healthy KD and a healthy Kyrie, they should at least be top 3 seed.
And Courtney, I saved you last for a reason on this one. So I want you to touch on this subject, and then also, because D, you brought up a good point in terms of point guards and how point guards, it seems like they're more coveted as coaches in the league. So first I want you to touch the Steve Kerr situation, and then, do point guards make better coaches than other position players historically?
As far as the comments, as I said last week, that's his homeboy. We get the game. We get how this thing played out. We understand it. I'm not really mad at him. Got the job. He is a great mind. He has been training dudes and developing and working with KD and other guys for a while now. So this ain't new to see Steve Nash around a basketball team. I didn't appreciate the way he had the ability to skip the line. The comments to me are dismissive. Why are they dismissive to me when you say, yeah, I skipped the line and, well, you know, Steve Kerr did it and it's kind of synonymous? This is the issue I have with it. When you say, yeah, I skipped the line, because you said that shit with the corky polo smile, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, but I mean, hey, well, that just don't work for us. We don't get that benefit of the doubt. You feel me? Yeah. When James Dolan was doing it for Isaiah Thomas, and that was his homeboy, that's all you heard about was, you're doing it with your friends and you're not making business decisions, you're making moves off friendships, and that's not how a basketball team.
Same thing with Michael Jordan and Eddie.
When Mike was doing it, that was the thing. Now, I'm not saying that other teams haven't done this before. What I'm saying is, y'all playing this and y'all buttering it up another way and you just smiled it off. When you use Steve Kerr, you was better off using Derek Fisher, Jason Kidd. If you wanted to use Brian Shaw, you was better off using those guys. When you use Steve Kerr, here's the problem. Steve Kerr was a GM before for 3 years. Prior to you, he ran a team, he hired a coach. He has been on the other side of it. On top of that, when you try to use the excuse, I'm just talking about what he said. I'm not talking about him getting a job or none. I'm talking about how he explained that you should have did better, Sean Marks, at coaching your boy up on how to explain himself. Because when you go, well, my 20 years, my 2 decades and 2 MVPs give me the cachet, I go, the Brooklyn Nets were moved from Jersey to Brooklyn. Hove and them did all this, got KD. It wasn't to lose, bro. You've never led any team to a championship. I don't recall you ever being in the finals. You weren't in a championship in college. You've never led a team successfully to any championship. You're a 2-time MVP, so what are you going? So can I just expect you to make sure KD and Kyrie get MVPs? You've won 60-plus wins. You've had the best team, the best scoring record. You started the three-point thing. You did all that. You never seen the finals. It was you were never successful with it. And the coach that taught you the game hasn't been successful, and he's currently failing. At the same exact.
How many conference finals has he been to?
Who? Steve Nash?
Yeah.
2, 3. Did they go with one with Dallas, y'all? Steve Nash and them got the one?
I don't think so. I think no, it's one.
I think Phoenix been the one.
One. Yeah, I think they went.
Or no?
I think they went to one. Essentially, is he not the Canadian Chris Paul?
Hold on. Courtney just brought up a good point.
I don't know if he's ever been.
Is he going to run a D'Antoni offense?
A little bit of that, a little bit of Steve Kerr. But my point to all of that was you've never successful.
Like to your point, James Dolan empowered Phil Jackson. Derek Fisher wasn't even Phil Jackson's first choice. It was Steve Kerr.
Right, Steve didn't want to leave his daughter and them being on the other side, and he was like, "Yo,"
and he wanted to go to a team that was already established.
Yeah, but he
took a note out of Phil Jackson.
But even more established, it was about his lifestyle at the time and his family being based and his daughter being that. Well, like people make at his point in life, he can make a life decision that's best for him, not for finances and a name. And the best circumstance was. Golden State's already loaded, a playoff team. I don't got to develop them. I'm going to get the money I want here. I'm going to get the extra year that James Dolan who don't want to give me, and I'm closer to my daughter and all of them. I'm not knocking anybody for taking a position, but what I am saying is you don't get to use your playing resume that has no actual success outside of yourself and then be like, well, look what I did. All right, you created some 6 men of the year. You got Amari paid. He was a superstar, and you was 2-time MVP. You never seen a finals. You can't. Kyrie Irving has hit a game-winning final shot. How can you really talk to Kyrie? You never been to a finals, bro.
He didn't even win with Dirk.
KD. Again, when y'all keep talking about like you wouldn't take the Brooklyn dude because he was cool, but he wasn't like. That, his offense and all that. You took the dude, he ain't never been nowhere. You just went from one dude that never won nothing to another dude that never won nothing. The only difference is he played the game before.
Like I said.
I'm not knocking again. I'm not even on this that hard. I'm just saying what he said, it was dismissive to me.
It's the Sean Marks thing plus this.
And it's super dope. And everybody has been praising Sean Marks and him. I just wanted to be on record now. And I told you I'm going to keep doing this to Brooklyn. This is the second rebuild of Brooklyn with big names. With all this publicity, with all the momentum, with the we supposed to do this, we right here. They've been sold 3 times in 20 years. They've had multiple executives, multiple coaches, giving up multiple draft picks, and this is the second time they on a superstar run. So y'all keep telling me about success, and I haven't seen any success out of the Brooklyn Nets outside of playoff runs. That doesn't make up for New York because nobody gives a damn about the playoffs in New York. They won a championship. We've seen playoffs, bro. Like,
who was the first superstar run?
Well, their superstar run when they went and bought. They traded for Deron and paid him $100. They paid him superstar money. It started with Deron Williams.
Okay.
Then they brought in. Then they gave up their youth, and they went and got KG to go along with Pierce to go along. It was one more youngin on that.
Ray Marsh, to answer your question, yeah.
Joe Johnson. That's what it was.
Ray Marsh, to answer your question, Nash been training with KD for a while. With KD for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, he got relationships.
I don't know what the complexity of his relationship is with Kyrie, but with KD, he definitely has.
They know of each other. They've had conversation, but he been working with KD for years. Like even a little bit.
At the
early
end of the
Golden
day,
State
players respect players. So
correct. I agree. I just didn't like the dismissals of it, like that. Like Royal Ivy is being a name spoken about as an assistant. Phil Handy is a name being spoken about as an assistant. They already got Jacques Vaughn. So my issue with this is y'all finna go get black assistants who've put the grind in, developed, trained, have great relationships, have ran plays, have done all of these things, been a part of championship squads. You gonna put him around Steve Nash, and when it's all successful, we gonna go, Steve Nash won it, man. He doing great with the team. Now realizing you done lined him up with a bunch of black assistants.
Okay.
But this is not a black and white thing. I'm not doing all that.
One assistant, even if you take the black and white out of it,
I didn't appreciate it.
One assistant who's already taken them to the playoffs.
That been Pop. When you say Steve Kerr, look at Steve Kerr's mentors. Look at the people who mentored him. He's been on championship rides. Steve Kerr had, 5 championships when he started coaching?
Yeah.
He had 2 in San Antonio and 3 with the Bulls?
That's correct.
I've been to 5 finals runs, bro. How can you tell Steve Nash and Steve Kerr are not the same humans? You might have had a better career, but my career resume is more successful than yours.
They only got 2 things in common: the name Steve, and something else. And
wasn't Steve Kerr up in either the free throw or the 3-point percentage thing? Wasn't he high on the list, like top 3?
He was the highest for like 2 out of the 3 years that they won the chip. He had the highest.
But I mean, in the history of shooting, he's like top 3, top 4 in one of the was until as the height of threes going up. But like
3-pointers made,
like he can shoot. I'm just saying they not the same. When you compare him to even Jason Kidd, led the Nets to 2 finals. I literally led that. That was me. I was the star of that group. I led them to 2 finals, and then I went to Dallas and played a different role, and we won one there. So
led them to 2 finals.
I led the Knicks to their last playoff run with 50+ wins.
To 2 finals with Jefferson, Van Horn, Kmart, and
Kerry Kittles.
Squad at the time.
Jason Collins, Kerry Kittles, and
who's the guy that shot the limo driver? Jason Williams.
Jason Williams.
Yeah. I mean,
and you know what, D? I can't see the comments right now. How we looking in the comments? Anything?
No. We addressed all of the comments, man.
That's all I'm saying. And I want everybody to tune in
the Fresh Perspective. Listen, post your comments in the comment section. Like and share the show. Please go to the OnPoint Network and the Fresh Perspective page and subscribe, man, so you can continue to see these great conversations.
And as we move forward, I just wanted to clear, I'm not just not a black or white thing. I agree with Ice again. I get it with Steve Nash, man. It's no knock on Nash, and I think he's gonna do great. I just didn't like the way it came. There was a better way to go. Yo, I skipped that line, and it was some other ways, and my friendships helped me establish this thing, but I get it, and I get what y'all saying, but the way you I get it. It was like, oh, whatever.
Skip the line.
I mean, sure, I did.
I've been doing this for 18 years, man.
And then when you try to
beat Kobe in the first round.
But when you try to throw it that way, and they go, when you compare the resume to dudes, you can't. Even if we want to talk about Derek Fisher has 5 rings. He's been a part of 5 championship basketball team. He was there the entire ride from '96 through, and then he went and led Utah to playoff runs. Sure, you were not me, Steve. You don't have the credentials we got. You never carried a championship in your life. So when you say Derek Fisher did it, I am a champion, homeboy. I am successful at what I did 5 times. I was a starter, too. I wasn't the bench, dude. I was a starter. Whether you want to give me my credit or not, he was a starter. Jason Kidd led championship teams. Steve Kerr, you did not. You led good moments. Your teams and your career is no different than the Houston Rockets the last 5 years. Am I wrong?
So
what's the difference between James Harden and him? Should James Harden retire tomorrow? Would you let him go coach your fucking team?
So who had the better career?
You would not do that.
That was a good question.
Who had the better career between Derek Fisher and Steve Nash as a player?
Individually, Steve Nash.
By easy. As a player, like individual talent, I got more assists, more points, better shooter, 90, 50, 40, 90.
Steve Nash, Jason Kidd?
I'm going to always go Jason Kidd.
Why?
I'm a J. Kidd fan. I prefer Jason Kidd over Steve Nash. Now, others might disagree, but I'm going to go Steve Nash. I'm going to go Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd got an MVP?
That's close.
Huh?
Jason Kidd got an MVP?
No. Jason Kidd got back.
He got Rookie of the Year, and I think he got Steals Leader.
He shared Rookie of the Year.
He shared Rookie of the Year
with
Grant. He shared Rookie with Grant, and he got Steals Leader as far as those.
And he led the league in assists a couple of times?
Yeah, he led the league a couple of times.
And he got a chip.
And he got a chip.
With Dirk.
With
Nash couldn't.
But
that was a loaded team, though.
That was a loaded team.
Wait. Just to be clear. It was a loaded team, but didn't they get rid of Nash and bring in Jason Kidd and win that chip?
Yes.
Okay.
That was a little later though.
That was late.
That was way late. That's after Harris and all of them. That's after the D-Wade run.
Actually, I mean, Devin Harris was still there when Jay came in.
He came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the first time around. It was early. It was like 4 or 5 years.
They was young.
6 years. Yeah, they was young.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not knocking it. What I'm saying is this.
He still got it done though, right?
I put it like this. Jason Kidd on the Phoenix Suns teams that was winning 60-plus games, they get to a finals. With Quentin Richardson and
Amari.
That Joe Johnson, Jason Kidd, Amari Stoudemire, that group, Barbosa, Diaw, that group.
I don't disagree.
No, they won't.
I don't disagree.
They won't. It's the system. The system is easier to guard when you get to the playoffs. They'll let you have your fun in the regular season. We've seen this with D'Antoni every single year. Every year he's coached, he's had phenomenal.
I just think Jason Kidd a better enough point guard to stop to know I'm not going to keep shooting these fucking threes. I don't care what you say. I'm not going to keep throwing it to shoot these.
But he got prolific with it later on in his career.
Who?
Jason Kidd.
He got
Prolific
better.
with the
No.
When I say shooting the threes,
No.
I'm talking about others, not Jason Kidd.
I'm agreeing with you from the standpoint that like Chris Paul had the green light to shoot them threes, but he didn't because he knows.
But even if Steve Nash didn't shoot a ton of threes, it was you just going to keep letting Quentin Richardson and everybody else keep shooting them. You just keep running in 6 seconds.
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with Kobe Bean Bryant what he said last year about the Houston system. He said you won't be able to win the chip with that system.
He was speaking from experience. He had D'Antoni as a coach for 2 years.
I don't care what he was doing, but I just know what he said. and from me looking at it, from me watching D'Antoni's brother, who runs the same exact system at Marshall, you're not going to win many games. You're going to win
His
games.
brother at Marshall?
Yeah, in the regular season. You're going to win games in the regular season. But when it comes to we got to bear down and win this chip.
Break that down, Ice. Why is that so?
Because they rely on the three way too much. You live by the three, die by the three. You don't focus on defense. And now he made it even worse by going small ball. Like, at least with Phoenix, he had Amari. You know, he had guys like Quentin Richardson who could stretch the floor. He could play 2, 3, 4. You know, like it was a different dynamic. But you see, they weren't successful with it. And you had the MVP for 2 years straight. So no matter who's on that team, it's look at it now. You got 2 Hall of Famers as your star players, and y'all about to be done. Y'all 1 game away from being home. It's the system. It's not. It has nothing to really do with the players. It's the system. That's why. Like,
I agree with that. I just think outside of that system, I don't think Steve Nash is a 2-time MVP.
You never know.
And some people feel like one of those MVPs could have went to Kobe.
Absolutely.
Or Shaq.
And the other one could have went to Shaq.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad that Steve got him.
No, not at all.
Because Nasty was a thing back then, so definitely.
Yeah.
Now speaking of another thing, going to the bubble, Giannis, the Greek freak, just got eliminated. The Milwaukee Bucks, #1 seed in the East, got sent home.
Thanks, Irv. Shot number 2. Thank you.
So, it's been a lot of conversations about where Giannis's next home is going to be. Is he going to stay with the Bucks? If Bo was here, he would say he's going to Golden State. So
everybody's going to
Golden State. Bo ain't here.
But going back to
Bo's in the kitchen cooking somewhere.
Mr. Professional, where do you think Giannis's next home is going to be, or do you think he's going to stay in Milwaukee?
I'm with Court. I think if he leaves, he's going to Miami.
Wow.
Oh, I don't think he goes to Miami.
It's either Miami or Dallas.
Dallas would be nasty. Why Miami?
I think that fits what he's looking for. He's looking for teams that can get buckets, so he don't have to carry the whole load. But he likes to play. He likes teams that's buckled down on defense, and and I think he wants a market with that's fun to be in. I think everybody knows you can have a ton of fun in Miami. I mean, it goes without saying. And then Dallas, I mean, Mark Cuban made a play at his brother, gave his brother a place to stay. So I mean, it's a dark horse, so to speak.
Okay.
His brother's also in
L.A.
Mm-hmm.
I knew he was gonna say that. He don't want to follow in LeBron's footsteps.
We don't know that.
Hey man.
Oh man,
Stop wishfully thinking.
I don't want him to go to L.A.
Courtney, what you think, man? What's Giannis's next home?
I don't really think Giannis is going anywhere just yet.
Okay, so you think he's staying in Milwaukee?
For a little while, especially because of what's going on right now. I don't think he's staying. If he goes somewhere, Dallas is a sleeper. I don't think Dallas isn't a threat to get him.
You think him and Porzingis could play together?
I don't. It don't matter. I know him and Luka could play together, so it really don't matter if. And actually, it could play together because you could put Porzingis at the 5 and leave Giannis at the 4 if you want. And now you could run pick and roll, and you got to stretch 5, so you open up some space down there if you want. But Dallas is a threat. LA is a sneaky threat because of having his brother. So the relationships that's built there and how that play out, you never really know. He's very close to his family.
I thought his brother was in Milwaukee.
His older brother. He got a younger brother that's with the Lakers that was with Dallas, and he got another dude that's
younger
on.
Brother.
Huh?
Another younger brother.
Yeah, he got another younger brother that's coming out soon, like this year.
I think it's next year. I think it's next year.
Next year?
No, he was a senior this year, so he'll be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he's eligible.
He going overseas.
Yeah.
For this year, this season.
I think it'll be next year.
So I mean, there's a lot of threats. I don't think Giannis. What I don't think is Giannis wants to be the dude to go to the big market. Like if he go to a big market, he was like really like persuaded. He was stole, like highway robbery stole. If he end up on a big market.
That's why I said
LA,
fun market,
New
not
York.
big market. Fun market.
Right. He'll. Miami is possible.
Miami is a big market. Miami's a big market.
To me, Miami a big market team, but it could. Portland is an interesting thing. I could see that happening. Portland is very interested. Hearing Stephen A. talk about it, like I can see that happening. It's not too far fetched. Don't know if it will, but I can see that happening. I really don't. But in all honesty, I don't think he's leaving though. At least not yet.
Okay, Iceman, what you think, man? Where's Giannis' next home? Think he's staying or
Milwaukee.
you think he's leaving?
Milwaukee. I think he'll be in Milwaukee, but Milwaukee has to build around him.
I was about to say, but what?
Like they have to
Put on your GM hat, Ice.
If they don't,
what would you give him?
What would I give Giannis?
Yeah, what would you give Giannis?
3-level scoring guards.
You have to. You got to get somebody to help him score. Like that's gonna be consistent. So, I mean, I don't know who's gonna be in free agency within the next couple of years, but if it's a guy that can flat out get you a bucket, like a Lou Will type, or somebody that's gonna help him close games, like. That's what you go after. It doesn't necessarily have to be another superstar, but if you can get another superstar, the thing with small markets, you only can afford 2 superstars, basically. So, and I don't know how many superstars are going to want to come to Milwaukee, unless they get a sleeper in the draft that just comes out to be like Giannis, like that's going to be the luxury. Like the lottery and the off season is very important for small market teams. So Giannis, he just needs somebody that can help him stretch the floor out. Like Middleton is okay, but he's not a super max player. So I mean, they might have to get rid of him to make that team better because of that contract. So whatever the GM does. Like, it's very crucial for them to have Giannis stay.
Okay, Mr. Professional, can you go to the comments? I see we got some new comments that came up.
Yeah, man. Josh Bailey said, whose team would it be if he goes to Miami? That's a good question.
I don't think Jimmy Bucket's giving it up like that. Giving up his giving up his team.
Whoa.
That's not his team. No. Never.
Josh Bailey also said Giannis needs to develop his game, go to the post move or a better jump shot.
I agree with that 100%.
It's going to take Giannis time. That Milwaukee Bucks need to put 3-level guards around him, scoring players that could get buckets, guys that are. If he's defensive player of the year and y'all got solid, y'all still trying to build this team like this is early 2000s, bro. This is not early 2000s. Giannis cannot shoot. In order to know that, this the same thing with Ben, bro. If they cannot shoot and they better at the rim, then put them in at positions at the rim and put players around them who can do everything else around them to hide their deficiency.
Ray Marsh said, does he get flack for going to Miami, going to the team that eliminated him? I really don't care. I was just gauging the level of petty. Listen.
KD's situation was different.
Well, Eric Bledsoe's not a good enough shooting point guard to be playing next to Giannis. DiVincenzo ass ain't either. For all of DiVincenzo fans.
Whatever. Yeah, the super DiVincenzo fans.
Yeah, the super DiVincenzo fans.
Whatever.
They ass at home like I said he was going to be if you bet on that.
Could you imagine him in Utah, though?
Who?
Giannis.
Why?
Hell no, because he ain't going to Utah.
Hey, man, I want to address this. I want to address this Miami. I want to address this Miami question.
Okay, go ahead.
If he does go to Miami, if he doesn't go to Miami, let me say that. If he does not go to Miami, I know who is.
Who?
God dang, Joel Embiid.
So, go ahead, please go. It's gonna be just like Whiteside, hurt the hell up, and just spent $100 million for nothing.
But hold on, real quick.
Kind of
bring that
better than Whiteside.
That's a fact. His body just ain't.
If Joel Embiid,
super fact, better.
Professional. If Joel Embiid leaves, now he's quote unquote the process.
You see his contract.
They stunk for years. They stunk for years to get Ben, to get Embiid. All of that was for nothing. If they get rid of him now,
not necessarily. It depends on what you get back.
Yeah,
true. If they get Chris Middleton back, it ain't for nothing. What happened?
But no, seriously, that fan base has suffered for years so that they can get all of these number one picks. You waste the number one pick on Markelle Fultz. Okay?
Who's been balling lately, by the way.
I know, but you waste the pick on Nerlens Noel. You had all of this high draft capital. What you're left with is Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. If you give up on Joel Embiid, who y'all nicknamed the process because he was supposed to be the
person who nicknamed him that ain't there no more.
I know, but he's the prize pick out of all of that tanking. You don't think, and this is for anybody who wants to jump in, you don't think that's all for nothing if you get rid of him?
I'm not for getting rid of him at all. That's his thing. You gotta ask him about that.
All right, so D, you don't think that just it leaves the whole team
I don't
in
think
vain?
The Sixers. I don't think the Sixers need to give up either one of them.
I don't think the Sixers are going to get rid of him. I think he's going to force his way out.
Boy, with your contract and your injuries, you better relax. You lucky you getting paid.
What you think, Ice?
The Sixers don't need to give up. This is my thing with the Sixers. Sixers don't need to give up either one because it ain't their issues.
Yeah.
When you build, first of all, what I am tired of y'all doing is we blame the players for things executives supposed to do. First of all, it's not their job to put a team together that fit me. I'm the player. I'm the star. I'm the main draft pick. You're supposed to make that work around me. It's not my job to make them work around me. It's your job to make sure that happens in this process.
If they would have kept the team that they had last year, they would have a better chance this year.
They had a better chance this year, but even with even with that, you got Ben Simmons. He cannot shoot a jump shot, so it forces Joel Embiid to get out there and shoot a jump shot. So basically, Ben Simmons needs to be close to the rim, but he's an elite passer and he's 6'10". This is not rocket science, y'all. All right, and he can go play power forward and dime like Jason Kidd used to do from the post and throw cuts, and when they cut, you get to throw it in, throw it across like Braun do. This is your permanent spot. Joel Embiid can now play center, and now y'all got rebounds and defense on the perimeter, on the back end right now. So what that means, you need small forward, shooting guards, point guards. And all of them got to be able to shoot. That's not a maybe. That is a need. Everybody they draft this year, every free agent they get, has to be able to shoot. There's no point of having Ben Simmons play in the box and then he kick it out to, no disrespect, but fucking T.J. McConnell, like, oh my God. Like, hey, come on, y'all. Like, you could put shooters around him. They don't, look at Miami. Duncan Robinson isn't like the greatest pick. Like, you just found shooters. Tyler Hero is a shooter.
Miami got what they needed.
Miami continuously gets what they need.
Yeah, you get what you need.
And you know, also speaking about getting what they need, one of the best series so far in this bubble has definitely, other than of course Denver and Utah, it's been this Toronto and Boston. It was looking real bad for a second. It looked like it was about to go 3-0, and then we talked about this last show. So we all know what happened. But since then, since we've been here to all talk about it, we're now at a game 7.
Time out, breaking news. Denver's up 105-100 on the Clippers. They came back.
Okay, cool.
Michael Porter just hit a big 3 to make it up 5.
And we'll go into that as well. But now we're at a situation where we're at game 7. Kyle Lowry basically last game played like he heard everything that Courtney said about him in the past. But Ice, what's your thoughts on this series, and who do you think is going to win game 7 and move on to the next level?
Boston. Okay. I think Boston is. I think Kemba's going to be a lot more focused today. Tatum is going to not try to do too much.
Yes, sir.
Because that's what I felt he did in the last game. He tried to make too many plays when they just had to relax. They had the lead, but it's tough when you go up 4 and a team comes down and just hits a 3. Like, it's draining. So I get it. Like, being in that situation before, I get it. So it's like, man, like, how many times do we gotta knock these guys over, but they just won't quit? Like, basically, Toronto outworked them.
So you don't feel like Toronto is going to be emboldened by the fact that they
outlast? No, it's going to be a dogfight tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to overtime again today. But I think Kemba comes out clutch Kemba today. So I'm taking Boston.
Okay, going Boston. Mr. Young and Talented, I know you just gave us the update on the Denver game, and it looks like Denver will get this one, and the series is going to be tied 2-2. But what's your thoughts on this Toronto and Boston situation? Who you think is taking game 7?
I got Boston closing it out. I just think Boston got more of the stars at this moment. And they just learn how to do this. I think Boston to get in this because they've been in the most things, the most pressure-packed moments together as a grouping. Outside of that group right there, that just won the championship, as far as this group, they don't got Kawhi. That's the missing part. This group been together since the USA Olympics, y'all. If y'all remember, I know it's been a long time since Corona, but last summer, coming out of it into September, these kids was together. Last summer, they was overseas playing. They lost that national title game. That USA game together. So, Kemba, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, I'm expecting them to have the biggest of big games. Like, I'm expecting them to be out there and just do a little bit more. Toronto got to regroup. Toronto got a nice unit. They came back the same. But now they got to regroup and they got to get a couple more guys that do a little bit of different things. This roster is great when you got one more superstar. When you got a super, this roster is great. But for them not to have a superstar right now, I don't think they need to break it up, but they need to add some more lethal weapons into their arsenal right now.
But you've been very critical of Kyle Lowry in the past. How do you feel about the game he had last game? And
I only critical when he don't play like he's supposed to. And that was a lot in the past. So I wasn't critical of him. He was critical of himself not playing the way he's supposed to play. But his last game, he did what he's supposed to do as a guy on a team who's been here. He's an elder statesman. He's been through the ring. He's been through the good games, the bad. He's been through some Kemba Walker games. Played 52 minutes. He's been through a lot of those Kemba Walker games. You hear me? Like, if anybody knows about struggles and playoffs and playing through it, it's Kyle Lowry. So, to me, he's showing how much of a seasoned vet he is, and he's calmer now. What I did appreciate was he looked calmer in Game 6 than I've seen him. He used to look tense in big games and razzled, and you like, where you at, Kyle? Like, the other night, he looked like, I'm here, y'all. Like, come on, don't worry about it. He looked geared in, like that championship has lifted the weight off of his back to where he just hooping now. He looking like Villanova Kyle, the guy we thought was going to be crazy.
Okay, Mr. Professional. Last but not least, that Boston-Toronto series has been simply amazing.
Agreed.
The second amazing series that we've had so far. Who do you think is going to take it home? Game 7.
Boston.
So everybody's Boston.
Yeah, I just think.
Shout out to DeMar Davis too.
Yeah, man. I think that I hate to say this, and I hope I don't come across as disrespectful, but at this point, I don't really care.
Well, no need to say that then.
I think that Siakam is who we thought he was.
I disagree.
I think that he's a second option at best, third option in reality.
You feel like he's being billed as something more?
I think that he was last year, but I think that as things have become more and more difficult as it pertains to clutch times in which the team is counting on you to come through, and for all intents and purposes, not to be cliche, but he goes LeBron on you.
He hit a big shot.
In the last game.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the series, he's been damn near non-existent when it counts.
I think the restart, he hasn't been the same really in restart of the bubble.
Yeah.
The only reason why I say I disagree, I think it kind of shook him up.
He was balling in the regular season before they shut down.
Right.
He was killing.
I think this restart is one that just it didn't benefit him.
But like you said, though, they let you get loose in the regular season, right?
No, 1,000%. But even coming back in return to the restart, he hasn't looked like Pascal Siakam.
I'm agreeing with you on that.
So I'm not using that as an excuse. I also think after you was built up as a guy, and then the guy came, so you was the second, third guy, and you was built up, and then he left, and now you got the reins, and now you know what it's like to be him now. Now you the one for real. Before Kawhi got there, they didn't know who was a one for real. It was DeMar. It was Siakam was playing off of the bench through them. Like, he'd never been in a role where, no, you the guy. Like, scouting reports is focused on, okay, this is what Pascal like to do. This is what he don't like to do. This is the way he don't got. So I think he's adjusting. He was doing good early in the season, but then when you get in the bubble and it's revved up and there ain't no fan engagement, and ain't none of that, it's being the number one. I think it's getting to him. I'll give him another, what's this, Pascal third year, fourth year?
Yeah.
So I give Pascal another year or two as the guy if they leave him like that. If Toronto don't go get no guy and they make him the focal point, I give him another year or two as the guy to see, can you handle that role, or are you really, like most of the dudes I say that ain't that guy, we've seen you in try to play the role multiple years. You just not a one.
Hold on, let me address something in the comments. Joshua Bailey just said Freddie V is more important than Siakam.
Yeah, what is Josh smoking, yo?
Man. Like,
more important?
Like, chill, that's just crazy.
It's the word he used.
That's why I said
he's gaining a fan base.
The word is
the semantics, right? He's not more important
not
to the team,
but he playing with the semantics because he might be more important.
He's more reliable in the clutch.
Important being he the other ball handler.
Yeah,
he the other distributor. He the other knockdown guy from a distance. If you remove Van Fleet for real, they really getting blown the hell out.
But let's be honest, Van Vliet.
When he ain't playing good, they struggle worse.
He's getting a fan base in this bubble. We talked about how
he's
people want to build their brands in this bubble.
But I wouldn't say he's more important than Siakam, though. No, not at all.
Yeah, nah.
He's one of the guys that's taking advantage.
I think
of this
they going
spotlight.
off of seeing Pascal struggle, and them still win as long as Van Fleet was playing well. When Van Fleet don't play well, it don't matter. Y'all getting blown.
Okay.
I think that's why he's using the term. I feel like he's more important. I feel like the Toronto Raptors roster is equally important to each other. Like, I don't feel like Pascal is no different without Kyle. Kyle ain't no different without. Like, I think they.
Where I would combat that is last year when Van Vliet didn't show up until the third series. Siakam was balling and they were killing. Okay.
It's a whole nother human there. You ain't got to really worry about him when it's Kawhi's over there, bro. Like, it ain't much you gonna worry about Van Fleet when you got Kyle Lowry. Well, when you got Kawhi.
I will say this. I hope you guys are right because I really do want to see Boston versus Miami. I want to see Stevens versus Spoelstra. And
that I am looking to see.
That's what I want to see.
The coaching moves and that is going to be very interesting if that's the next series.
And just think, LeBron wanted to get rid of Spoelstra too. But guys, we are coming up on that 10-minute mark, and once again, you guys have been watching.
The 10-minute mark.
Denver is definitely beating Utah. They will be tied too.
You got it.
You got it.
You guys have been watching Fresh Perspective. Thank you for tuning in, and shout out to the OnPoint Network, the Rise Up family. But we have come to the point we are at our final perspective. I'm going to let Courtney go last today. I'm going to let him cook on the last piece. So, Iceman, talk to me, man. What's your final perspective?
I'm just glad sports is slowly, getting back to norm. College football has started. Hopefully, the high schools could get their stuff in order all around the country. because that's more and more stuff that we look forward to. I really, would hope that the winter sports don't get affected. I'm hoping that like NCAA and the high schools are trying to really come together as a group to do something for the winter athletes, because especially high school, man, they're these kids' lives are on the line. Like, I get it, like college, you got some guys that are seniors or whatever, but the high school, like, that recruiting is so important. And they already didn't have AAU this year for basketball, so that hurts a lot of potential prospects. So, hopefully that, they just come together and figure this thing out, figure this COVID situation out to make it safe for everybody.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, gotcha. And then we're going to go over to Mr. Professional. Talk to me, man. What's your final perspective?
Ah, man. Odell, stop letting women shit on you.
Allegedly.
To the brown.
Listen, in all seriousness, man. For the individuals that have, and this is echoing what Courtney said earlier. For the individuals that have had a history of questionable activities off the field and in the locker room, just stop giving the NFL and its personnel a reason. We want to see y'all out on the field. We want to see you performing. And this is especially directed towards Josh Gordon. I have a special affinity for that guy's talent. I feel as though he is one of the premier players and receivers in the NFL. And I just don't feel like we have had an opportunity to see him at his very best in a great scenario. And it's all because of his own doing. If we keeping it a buck. So I will just say, and this is again echoing Courtney, this is not a color thing. This is a character thing. Stop giving the NFL a reason to remove you from a place where we are able to enjoy the talents that you bring to this league and to sports and entertainment, period. And if you do get caught up in a situation, just own it, man. Stop deflecting and putting it off on everybody else when it's not, when you have had a part. Own your part, fess up, and let's just move on. Let's be grown about this, man, because we just honestly don't have time. We are in a special time right now. That's all I got.
And
mutual accountability.
Mutual accountability. I'll just be brief, but just real quick. The past two shows we've gotten over 2K in views, so I just want to say thank you guys for continuing to watch, continuing to share, and to truly be a part of this movement and everything that we're trying to accomplish together. I really enjoy working with these guys. These are my brothers. And just thank you for tuning in and consistently saying stuff in the comments and sharing the show. I greatly appreciate you guys. That's all I got. Courtney, take us home, man. What's your final perspective?
Final perspective, man. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in sports. It's a lot of. This is gonna be a great year in sports for everybody, man. We give a lot of passes. We give a lot of excuses. I get called out for it a lot, but I am one that feel like your resume matters, man. You gotta do things before you can talk big and bold. There's a lot of sports teams. There's a lot. Like, I'm here for expectations. I'm ready to see Cam. I ain't much excuses. I got expectations for you. I got expectations for Sam Darnold. I got expectations for the Giants. I got expectations for them weak-ass Buffalo Bills, too. I got expectations for a lot of people. People got to live up to the things they say. I want to use the platform of the media to attack the things we don't attack. We seem to only talk about specific people and their failures or accomplishments. LeBron James, we will go crazy. But somehow we have missed James Harden failing repeatedly. Like, we do got to be equal in how we treat it. Because some things, if we let Braun get away with, if this was the other way around and Houston was treating the Lakers like this, should be headline news, top story, repeated all day. It would be dragged out. You know what I'm saying? It'd be dragged out, and we don't do that. We don't treat it like that. At KD, we give KD passes that we wouldn't give this one. Joel, like we give a lot of people passes that we wouldn't. Let's mutual accountability, y'all. Like we hold everybody to the same standards. We hold playoff P to a certain standard. Lou Will went 0 for 5 tonight. Hold Lou Will to the same standard. We tell you how much Lou Will cooking. You can't go 0 for 5 and close out. Y'all up 3-1. You supposed to be getting some rest, getting ready for the Lakers.
He cooking all right. He just trademarked his name, Lemon Pepper Lou.
You worried about the wrong things. You see what I'm saying? See? Worried about the wrong things right now. Right now, it's the championship. Not trademarking Lemon Pepper Lou, because that's not going to do nothing for you if you lose. You feel me? Like
Lemon Pepper Loser. I like that. That's nice. Lemon Pepper Loser. I like that.
That's what he going to be. And Steve Ballmer don't care nothing about your lemon pepper wings, man. He wants a championship. He's spending a lot of money to try to get a championship, man. He not... so like mutual accountable, man. Hold everybody accountable to their actions. And again, shout out to all the teams out there. They pushed the draft back. I'm sorry to the youngins that you got to wait to get your draft.
They pushed the NBA season back. The next year's season.
I'm more bothered for the draft. The dudes whose seasons had to end. I can't even get drafted now. I can't even know what's up with my money, my financial situation, my future. I can't. You telling me to get ready for a season, which you keep working on your craft, but I don't even know what team I'm going to know. Like, all right, this team need me to be able to knock this down. Like, you can't even do nothing. So I feel sorry for them. So shout out to the youngers that's out there still working, still grinding. Y'all keep going. And to them GMs and them executives, I'm going to say it again. I don't even
think they could get workouts yet.
They can't even do workouts yet, right?
The season's still going.
That's right. So, that's right. You
know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know they stressed out. Like, it's new school year for everybody. Them the only ones not in their current situation. So shout out to them. I definitely want to emphasize on, again, if you are a coach and plugged in with a scout, plugged in with coaches, this draft is deep, y'all. Everybody that we was talking about tonight that need this, need that, it's in the draft. There's point guards, there's shooters.
Give me a couple sleepers.
Isaiah Joe is a sleeper. Cassius Winston going to somehow go at the bottom of the draft. He's a sleeper. Jaden McDaniels is a young dude who going to take some time to develop, but he cool. It's a lot. Like,
I like Cassius, man. I'm glad you pointed that out. Cassius, man, he got a story too, man. Cassius is gonna be solid. He's gonna be a good backup for a team. What, he got 4 years? He did all 4? Yeah.
He got a good story. Jordan Noir is gonna be a hooper. Shout out to Ice. Let me know about that. Jordan, he's a shooter. Mason Jones from Arkansas is a 3-level scorer.
I like Mason Jones.
Mason Jones is a 3-level scorer. Kyra Lewis Jr. is a sleeper as far as the lottery picks. Like, Kyra is a lottery pick. For somehow, some way, the draft stock has dropped on R.J. Hampton. Y'all tripping. R.J. Hampton is a talent. Like,
he's a baller.
He's a talent. But I said that to say this draft is really, really deep. Like, it's going to be dudes that get popped. Like, this is going to kind of be like the NFL year, where dudes going to pop up out of the second round helping playoff teams right now, like the Lakers. No matter what y'all say, the Lakers need a point guard, y'all. Let's keep it real. They need Rondo. The Lakers need point guards, y'all. It's a bunch of point guards they could get. Right.
Okay. All right. And thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to the OnPoint Network. Thank you to the Rise Up family. Actually, the Alphabet Show, if not, has already started. It's about to start. So, guys, please tune into that show after you finish with us if you still got the time.
Hey, please go to the OnPoint Network and subscribe to the OnPoint Network. Please go to the Phresh Perspective page and the Rise Up Family page and subscribe if you have not done so. If you have done so, please push at least 10 people within your circle to go ahead and do so. We are doing some big things out here. We would like to big up everybody in our community and beyond. So please go ahead and do that.
All right, guys. Peace and blessings.
Peace out.